Well, hello wherever you are. Let me greet you with the news from the LBI Community Center on the east coast of Demerara in Guyana, with the news that the sunshine, as you can see, streaming down with all its glory, no threat of rain whatsoever. And this is the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports, under the patronage of His Excellency the Executive President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. This should have been match number 9, but because of things beyond our control, it could not have been played when it was scheduled. But thank God we are here today in brilliant sunshine, and the match is about to be started. With the news from the middle is that the Caimans, that's Berbice Caimans, they have won the toss and they're having a bat force against the Demerara Hawks. Both teams are struggling. In fact, neither has so far opened their account as far as points standing is concerned. So here today, both will be looking to score.
So they've got everything to play for and to stake a claim on whether or not they can squeeze into the final 4. That seems very difficult because, I mean, apart from you winning every game, you'd have to hope that someone who are already in the top 4, that they keep losing. So that's not impossible, but highly improbable. Here we go, Jeet.
Yes, it's going to be Ezekiel Wilson. He's going to pick the bowling up, and he'll be bowling to Shamal Angel. So he has gotten a chance here to open the batting. These two, umpire Nagesar, he'll be calling play in a matter of seconds. Angel and Sachin Singh. Sachin Singh is listed as the captain in this team, and we shall surely give you both teams. So here's the first delivery, and it's Ezekiel Wilson, and he'll be bowling to the right-handed Shamal Angel.
Wide ball outside the off stump. Lets it go. Now there's a solitary slip, so Shamal should be very cognizant of that. Nice compact forward defensive shot.
And a good start here by Ezekiel Wilson, right on target. The first one was a little bit short outside the line of the off stump. But this was a very, very good delivery.
He's giving it a lot of air. That's really caressed through the offside. Nice, beautiful shot there. Great timing. You'd have another look at it on the replay, but it was well flighted. And Shamal into the shot, getting over it and caressing it through the offside. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was an excellent shot, Naeem. And he's going to feel happy. Came up the meat of the bat, got it the way he wanted it, through the extra cover region, and the kind of shot that will give him a lot of confidence and purpose. Just a fraction short, and he was able to rock on the back foot. So Wilson will have to rethink here now on the length that he's touching down on. Mindful, Carlos LaRose is in the lone slip position. Not a bad effort here by Wilson, tossing it up, asking him this time to go over the top. He was outfoxed. Didn't get an edge, however.
So he seems to be wanting to take the challenge every time, flighted delivery, and the fielding side there started off pretty smart to have that solitary slip. Let's see if he's going to fall into the trap.
Loud shout for a catch at the wicket. It wasn't confident. We could have tell from this vantage point. The over's been completed. 1 gone. It's 4 without loss.
So on 3 separate occasions there, Shamal Angel going after it outside the off stump, missing, failing to get an edge, but pretty close shaves.
Yeah, has to be careful when you're cutting. Naeem, and your coaches will tell you, if you're cutting, get on top of the ball. That's the best way to do it. Do not cut when the ball is off stump line or very close to the off stump, unless there is a need for that. That's just the first over. So that's something that Shamal Angel certainly will be working on, a talent from the west coast of Berbice, where he plays most of his cricket. Carlos LaRose will pick it up in the second over, and he'll be bowling to Sachin Singh.
Well, it's good to see that Sachin Singh is actually in the side. He's the captain, but he's had not the best of tournaments so far. I think that he would want to rise to the occasion.
Well, he should. They have everything to play for here today.
So equal a game, number of games I think were won by the other four teams. So they're all slotted in there at 4 points each. And these two teams have not yet come off the mark.
Yes, and you do not want to come where, how many? 10 games have been completed so far. This is actually 11 match. You want to get off that mark. And looking for a single here. The intention was good, but good feeling there just down at that short forward square region. Can't score. So 2 dot balls to start over on number 2. And LaRose will feel I'm touching down in the right area.
So second over actually in progress, just 4 on the board. Look at the projected score, 60. Sometimes you can't take the computer too seriously, but that's the mathematical formula used by the computer.
A good cheeky single here, and always that good feeling of getting off the mark. Sachin Singh, after 3 deliveries, he has scored his 4th run. Yes, and it's technology. Whatever you feeds it, it's going to calculate, and it's going to give it to you. And this go by balls, 1 ball, 2 ball, right on to 6.
So our Essequibo squad is back in the commentary box. Let's welcome Sunil and Dexter. Dexter making his debut on international soil, or foreign soil, may I say, another part of Guyana. But the distance can be so frightening to foreigners. You'll think it's another country. Have this little story with the Windward Islands. They were staying at the Pegasus, and when they arrived the night, one of the cricketers sharing the joke, and when they arrived the night, the water was quite in at the seashore. When they woke up the next morning, it's gone. So they said they were kidnapped probably and taken away somewhere else. In the air, but just in front of Medan. Little sky shot there. And then as we headed up to Berbice and crossing the Berbice River, one of the Windward's cricketers remarked and said, "Are you really serious? We still in Guyana?" Because they were driving for hours apparently.
Yes, Guyana, huge territory. Most of the people here settle along the coastline. That's from Charity in Essequibo right down to Molson Creek in Quarantine. A drive and a miss here by Sachin Singh. Now he's not getting across that right leg to the pitch of the delivery. You look there, the foot is not coming out, so you're definitely going to miss there. 2 overs gone. The score is 6 without loss. Good stuff here by Carlos LaRose. And you didn't mention Dexter going across to Essequibo. I know among his friends he always say to them that I've never gone there. I like an opportunity to go. But the man actually spent a lot of time in Essequibo. Smart fella, he wants the trip.
It's good. Your touring stints can be pretty exciting. We've all had our opportunities over the years. Thankful to my country, our sponsors. It has been quite a great opportunity, not only for myself, but many of us have been touring a lot. Inderjeet and John Ramsing himself.
That's a good delivery. I like the way that Williams is flighting it here, right on target too. And Angel just a half prod forward. That's something he has to be careful with. And here we're watching another good spinner. It's early days yet, hurrying onto the front foot this time. And Ezekiel Wilson relishes this opportunity to bowl here.
Now someone closer should come. This guy is not doing pretty well against the spin. I would have opted for one more close to the bat in front of the batsman and let the pressure go on him. He's been playing airborne shots down the pitch. He's been missing outside the off stump.
So Wilson, this is his first game in this Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League powered by BetCageSports. Yeah, and I like the off spin here. He's touching down at the right areas and he's not that flat. I think he has started well, not afraid to toss the ball up. And it's refreshing to see. We have seen a lot of left arm spinners in this tournament. And it's good to see a quality right arm off spinner.
Now this one is in the air, but would that be taken? If it is, it's a good catch. Is it? The catch was taken.
Harry.
Yeah, that's our boy. You know, I mean, if he missed the catch, he wouldn't have been our boy. But he's a part of our commentary team as well. Congratulations, excellent catch.
Yes, and I think Shamal Angel here was outdone by the little spin that Wilson got. And look at Harry, our cameraman, down in the boundary area. Look at a reverse operation. Go down low. Beautiful catch. We can't talk to him when he returns to the com box at some time. Well done, Chris Harry. Nicely set up by Ezekiel Wilson. The first wicket has gone.
Well, I suppose if he had dropped that, we wouldn't have identified him as a part of the commentary box and the operations here, but it was a fantastic catch. It was apparently swaying in the air a little bit because he wasn't finding his footing in the direction of the ball, and finally had to lurch forward. So could have been the high wind too, and so that makes it a better catch.
Yes, certainly, and being behind the camera, Naeem, he normally stands almost at attention, want to be still, and to go out there and wobble. It's kind of lit, but he is a guy that plays cricket. Man, he's going to be real happy for that. So, Shaquille Williams, the new batter, is out in the middle, and he has an opportunity. Yes, and our crew that went to Essequibo, they begin to file in one after the other. John Ramsing just passed alongside the window. Good to see him back.
And they look well fed, I can tell you that.
Once you go to Essequibo, we know the hospitality of the people there. And these guys are not stingy with their pockets whatsoever. That's another good delivery, but nicely played. Very soft hands. Didn't look to push at the ball there, Shaquille Williams, and getting a single in the process. So 3 overs gone, 7 for 1. A lot of dot balls and a wicket too.
This is not exactly a nice start here by the Caimans. They won the toss, elected to bat. 7 for 1 in a power play period, and some good bowling, especially from Ezekiel Wilson, giving the ball a lot of air, and Angel was in no man's land most of the time. But they got to rebuild now. Sachin Singh is still there. He's quite an accomplished batsman, though he's not had a good tournament, teaming up with Shaquille Williams.
Yes, they must be able to develop a little partnership here. They have struggled to score runs. We have seen the pitcher just a little bit on the low side, but we're having a spin operating with a medium fast bowler and with a very strong wind behind his back. I like to see Carlos LaRose put a little bit more energy into that bowling run-up and to see what he can get off this pitch. He's a good youngster. Yeah, that was a sharp delivery. just the energy that we want to see, Naim.
Yes, all the bowlers, they have been able to deduce a lot of lift from these pitches, Lusignan as well as LBI here. LaRose is a short, if you look at his size, he's likely to get it to skid on more rather than lift, but it's quite appreciable.
Well, Williams decided at the last moment, almost on the point of delivery there by Carlos LaRose, to pull out of the shot. Something must have distracted him. Yeah, John. So, LaRose will have to try again. So, well, it has crashed into the stumps, and he has to go Shaquille Williams. Look, the off stump completely dismantled out of the ground, and that was an extraordinary delivery here. Well bowled Carlos LaRose. We shall monitor it on the replay there. Beaten and bowled, pushed down the wrong line of the delivery. The length was good, and you miss, I hit. That's a second wicket gone here for the Caimans after winning the toss and batting.
Partnerships are pretty low here. Unavailable. The first wicket just posting 6 and this one posting nothing. So a really bad start by the Caimans. And I guess the Hawks are in celebrating mood because they are 0 on the points table. So they're fighting each other. We expect to see quite a good game, but this is not a good start from the Caimans.
Yeah, not a good start at all. And, you know, there were some guys making fun when the toss was finished. And I remember one saying, well, we have been winning the toss and not winning anything. No problem if we lose the toss. That's the Hawks. Because the Caimans won and they're batting out in the middle. And the Hawks, they're doing a fantastic job. 7 for 2, win over number 4. Ronaldo Rennie, he comes out. By his standard, Rennie, a good player. He hails from Essequibo. We saw him playing inter-county matches. We saw him playing in the under-23 tournament. He's a good boy, but the thing is on the cricket pitch out in the middle, they need a partnership. Whether he has the character, we shall see.
And much is expected from Sachin Singh. Apart from being the captain, he was quite an established batsman. And I would like to see him go and score runs. He hasn't been in good form, as I mentioned before. But all the circumstances here right up and available to him. His side is down at the moment. So it is at these times you need a good innings from a good batsman. I hope he gets that.
Yes. And this one kept pretty low, but it was wide outside the line of the off stump. There's a shout maybe just to have him in a little bit of discomfort there. Didn't touch anything whatsoever. Went through very low to Brandon Jaikaran, the wicket keeper. These are some different signs we're seeing from the pitch, Naim.
Yeah, I've not seen much of those or much of that one, neither at Lusignan, but just landed and scuttled through.
And kept low again. Maybe when they pitch it up in that area closer to the batter, that's the reason why it's keeping low, because the one that bowled the previous batter was one that pitched and took off a little to knock the top of the off stump out of the ground. So a little too standard we are seeing from the pitch at the moment. LaRose knows that and he's capitalizing. Good length.
That's a wide signal by the umpire. Look at that current run rate, 1.91. Can't get lower than that. This is over number 4, of course. That one was airborne for a while, dropping in front of mid-on. I have not seen any bit of comfort from any of the Caimans batsmen so far. Look at that shot, pretty clumsy. Seen a few from Angel, missing, swishing outside the off stump. And Sachin has not had a lot of deliveries to face, just 4. I think he should take more command at the moment. Not a wide there from Carlos LaRose. This is not impressive. A wide on the off stick, outside the off stick, wide down the leg side.
Yes, and young Yearwood has been given the job of leading the Demerara Hawks in this game. So we are having some, new look at people. Sachin Singh, captain of the Caimans. Junior Sinclair normally spearhead the Hawk, and he's not in the team here today, such as Devon Lord as well. Well, I've been told that Junior Sinclair is going to replace Kevin Sinclair at the Harpy Eagle Super 50 tournament that has been played in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, so the teams, Demerara Hawks, Hines, Jaikoran, LaRose, Ramraj, Harry, Lovell, good to see Harry there, Yearwood, and Jeremiah Scott, Ezekiel Wilson, Damian Van Tull, Bishun, and Ross. The Caimans.
Yeah, Sachin Singh is there, Bernard Bailey and company, so they've got quite a balanced team comparatively, and so we expect a good game, but this is not headed at the moment in favor of the Caimans.
Not a good start by the Caimans here today. Apparently they have lost a few teeth earlier on. I don't know how long it will take them to grow that back, but we hope they can grow it back and bite away a little here at the Hawks. The Hawks, they're flying real high at the moment, soaring like an aeroplane, enjoying it. Wilson 1 for 5 from 2 overs. Now this is splendid bowling by the off spinner.
They're really troubled by Ezekiel Wilson. 2 overs, 2.1 overs, and just 5 runs. Picked up a wicket too. He's pretty impressive.
Yes, I am impressed. Not that because many runs have not been knocked off him, but I like the way he's been flighting the ball. The bills have been taken off. Ronaldo Rennie has to go. Beautiful tossed up there by Ezekiel Wilson, luring Rennie into the shot. Just look at this. Missed everything, and Brandon Jaikaran cleans him up. So that's the 3rd wicket. 10 for 3. The Caimans are in serious trouble here at LBI.
Well, it can be worse than this. This is over number 5 in progress. And look at the score. In a power play, 10 runs only. And not only that, they have lost 3 wickets in the process. So, terrible start here. Rini goes back. He never looked comfortable, even for one delivery. I don't think any of the batsmen have been impressive so far. And Sachin Singh needs to take a single, ride the over if he's the most experienced and established of the batsmen. Take it away from them for a while until they're psychologically more settled, the other batters. But you should take the lead. He's only faced, 4 out of 4 overs at 6 balls, 24, 26 balls sent down so far. He has only batted 4. He's standing there looking at wickets tumbling. Just take the single, take command.
Well, the new batter, Rivaldo Phillips, he has gone out there into the middle, had a little discussion with the skipper, Sachin Singh. What they are planning, I guess the plan is going to be, listen, guy, let's look for the single, nothing silly whatsoever. Just preserve your wicket there. We need that. There's a question. Why didn't Ezekiel Wilson play in the other games? I mean, this is the 4th game now for the Demerara Hawks. And it's good to see him getting an opportunity. You might not be a superstar, but when you get your opportunity, you want to make it come. You never know. This could be a breakthrough tournament for quite a number of youngsters across Guyana.
Another one there, Jeet. Beaten again outside the line of the off stump. This guy is just deceiving the batsman. Could he be so good, or is it that the caliber of the batting is so bad that they can't negotiate a youngster bowling off spin?
Well, I think the skill set is showing up here. And that's coupled with the excellent bowling. Look at this one. Beaten on the defensive, not pushing long forward, not making any attempt to stretch and smother the spin. So that's technical deficiency we are seeing in some of our batters, something they must work on.
Nice pleasant shot, but fielded by the bowler himself. I'm not only surprised, but a little bit disappointed in the quality of the batting I'm seeing here. I don't think that no devil overnight came and sat on this pitch. It has been the same pitch that has been in use for a while now. The bounce up to now seems pretty even.
So the final delivery in over number 5. That's another good delivery. This one lined with the middle stump. Just a little corner there from Wilson. 2 for 5 from 3 overs. 5 overs gone. It's 10 for 3. More from Naim. And you're going to be joined by Dexter.
So they're going to have a little mid-pitch conference. The two batters, Rivaldo Phillips and Sachin Singh. I wonder what is the essence of that discussion. But just have a look at the bowling figures for you. Ezekiel doing the damage, picked up 2 wickets. LaRose picked up the other one to have fallen. Terrible start here by the Caimans. Lots of pigeons. With the cricket grounds along the coast. Lusignan, this is happening. We see it in some of the grounds in Georgetown, where you have pigeons just visiting and enjoying the beautiful open atmosphere, feeding around the cricket grounds. It happened at Lusignan, Maltinos, wherever you go, you see them actually. Dexter, I need not ask you how was your trip to Essequibo. You seemed well fed and well taken care of.
Hello Naeem, hello to all our viewers. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. People of Essequibo, they always welcome and treat you well over on that side. The Hawks, they haven't won a game as yet in this tournament. And they're currently 10 for 3 after 5 overs. They've had a disappointing and disastrous tournament. And today here again, we're just seeing more of the same, sad to say. So there's a bowling change. Christopher Harry from the northern end. He bowled well yesterday. Not a lot of runs they had to defend, but it's good to see him getting an opportunity here again today. And early he's into the attack to bowl. He's someone who loves bowling with the new ball, so this is good for him.
He took a wonderful catch. I don't know if you had comments yet. A ball that was swaying around in the high winds, and you can see that he was searching for it. And then finally, seconds to go to take the catch, he lunged forward. That was excellent. It went very high in the air, and he was feeling right down on the boundary. Good catch, good start to the game. And I think we mentioned to you, he's a part of our team in the commentary box as well. So we wish him well.
Starts well, good line, good line. Yeah, with that catch he took, he just lost his footing a bit. Recovered nicely in the end to took. A really good catch. Had to move a few yards to his left. Yeah, but he started well. No doubt he would have taken some confidence from that catch. It's always good when you start well, whether with ball and hand in the field.
A direct hit would have put him in all sorts of trouble there, Rivaldo Phillips. Scurrying down. I don't think that I'd love to see it again on the replay, but Sachin Singh was paying no attention to him and he kept going.
You kill the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, the running between the wicket throughout this tournament generally has not been good. And when you're under pressure, like the Hawks are here in this innings, you do tend to be a bit timid. Your level of intensity is not up. You tend to react instead of be a bit more proactive.
Yorker there from Christopher Harry. I think Sachin Singh did well to pull the bat down. He's still on one. Stuff has been really tight here. There you go. Almost took the stumps out, actually. But you were talking about the running between the wicket was not particularly impressive. But if there's one thing in the tournament that was absolutely unimpressive, was the catching by the fielders. Sachin will be made to stay there for a while, but he's more flowing. He's a more flowing batsman. So I'd like to see, and he should know and be guided by the fact that this is over number 6 in progress. The score is just 10. It has been 10 for a long time. All dot balls in this over. Just coming back to that issue of the catches, it would be an understatement to say if it's less than 20 at least that I'd seen. And I'm talking about drop catches here. So more cricket you play, the issues, the major issues will be exposed, your deficiencies, and as they are exposed, the coaches would know in what direction they have to go to. They need a lot of work on catching.
You're batting in a power play even though you're 3 down. You still need to show some sort of intent. There has been none whatsoever by the Cayman batters.
That is finding the gap. This might go all the way. It does. Bit of fresh air there from the dressing room of the Caimans. They've been absolutely bogged down. Harry just straying on the final ball there down the leg side and struck for 4, destroying all his little stats that he's been accumulating. 4 dot balls in succession. End of the over, 14 for 3.
Yeah, nicely played by Sachin Singh. He didn't try to hit it too hard. He just looked to place it, and he did so with absolute precision, picking up 4 on that occasion. But the batting, 14 for 3 after 6, has been far less from desirable in this innings from the Caimans. And both of these teams, they're yet to get a win. One of them will after this game. We have good sunshine. There's no threat of rain. But they've not played their best cricket, unfortunately. Both sides had some really good players, but they just weren't able to put together partnerships, whether with the bat or with the ball. They weren't able to build pressure consistently. And even on some occasion, they were outplayed by some of the other teams.
Scoreboard there for you. Shamal Angel 5. Sachin Singh, well, he's not out on 5. Shaquille Williams 1. But I've not seen, when the current run rate comes up on your screen, you'd have, there you go, 2.33. But at one stage, at the end of 5 overs, they were just over 1. 1.91 was the run rate. Losing 3 wickets too in the process. So the stats for the Caimans screaming, begging for help at the moment. Look at the projected score.
When you aren't playing well, things can go downhill pretty quickly. He's bowled. That's an absolutely beautifully bowled delivery. Pitched outside of the off stump. Spun back, hit the top of off stump. That's what the coaches tell you, Naeem.
Well, Wilson is taking the game by storm today. He's bowled extremely well. He gives it a lot of air. Look at that. Apparently kept just a little bit low. You see the body language of the batsman. And he was crouching after playing the shot. Kept a little bit low. That's like 2 deliveries now we're looking at that kept appreciably low.
But it's not been good batting at all, Naeem. he was playing across the line on that occasion. You just want to be looking to play up in front as much as possible, especially in the wicket is doing a bit. Just try to rotate, strike a bit. There's been a clear lack of intent to score. And when you do that, you just tend to bat yourself in a hole, so to speak. And it's been pretty much the same approach by all the batters we've seen so far. But apart from Angel, who played a few aggressive shots, but he just made 5 in the end.
Sachin, quite possibly the most mature and established of the batsmen, just 5 runs from 10 deliveries. It's not looking good, period. Ezekiel Wilson. Kwesi Mickle, new batsman. But just look at the scorecard. 1 for 6, 2 for 7, 3 for 10, and 4 for 14.
Nicely bowled. Mickle has played a few good innings for the Caimans. Yet again, he comes in when his team is in a spot of bother. If you look at Sachin Singh in the non-strikers end, he's just standing on his bat. He's not backing up. You just want to say to your other batter, look, you try to get off strike, let's rotate strike a bit. Those are the little things that adds up.
Well, I was mentioning that earlier on, that if Sachin is the established batsman, and comparatively I'm talking here, then Sachin and the captain go take the strike more often, ease the pressure on the other batters.
So Mickle off the mark, played away nicely into the offside, picks up a single. Sachin being a left-hander, you just wonder, given how well Wilson has bowled, if he just prefer being at the other end. But 15 before after 7 overs in a T20 match, unacceptable.
In any and every circumstance, unacceptable. But Wilson has had a tremendous bowl. 3 for 6 off of his 4. By far, the best bowling figures in the tournament so far. Is it that this youngster's got something very special in him? Or is it a lack of competence as far as the batting is concerned? Well, he's young. He's got more cricket in him. This will evolve as the years go by. I wish him well.
He's just a young man, but he's been around for quite some time, Naeem. Plays for the Demerara Cricket Club in Georgetown. And he would have been on standby for Guyana under 19 teams 2 years in succession. But he's been doing well in GCA cricket of late.
But something is remarkably noticeable in the West Indies. It is more pronounced now over the past 10 years or so. Spin, absolutely. Because I described most of those national and former West Indian players, like the Laras that are now retired, Shiv, Hooper, they mastered spin at the highest level. And I'm talking about against the likes of Shane Warne and Muttiah Muralitharan. Now, little off-spinners, 18 years old, no wizard. It's confusing and drawing webs around most of the West Indian batsmen now.
There's an appeal. It's very well bowled. Must have been going down the leg side, says umpire. But look at that. Nicely bowled. What do you make of that, Naeem?
Well, he's left armour. I don't know if that must probably, in the opinion of the umpire, just dropped outside the line of the leg. But Harry was vociferous with his appeal. When he's hungry, he does the same thing in the commentary box too.
This is really good bowling by Harry. He's been bang on target. Not express pace. He bowls within himself. But his lengths and his lines have been good. And when you have a batter like Sachin Singh, who struggled for runs of late, more so in this tournament, just trying to buy themselves some time at the crease, as a bowler, you'll be happy with that. Probably like a few more wickets to go with his figures at the moment.
And the thing is, Dexter, Sachin is looking good, composed, I mean. He's looking pretty comfortable. He's negotiating well. Just he's not scoring. 13 balls, 5 runs. I guess he's saying to his mind, the other end is always empty. They're moving out, getting back into the pavilion. I may as well stand up here for a while. But at some stage, he needs to take command.
I agree with you, John. He still needs to be a little more positive about with intent to score.
That's it. Beautiful shot. Just maybe it went over the ropes. Dexter says it went over the ropes. 4. Nice shot there. Good counter. It's just that I'm sorry, it's against my colleague. But that shot was well timed. Absolutely well timed. I saw it as 6, but I saw the scoreboard showing us 4. The umpire misled us. 6. It is 6. He signaled 4.
That was elegantly played. Could this be the shot to kick his innings off and run in Sachin Singh? He moved on to 11 from 14. But that's a nice shot, Naeem. We did
Beautiful.
talk about batting with intent to score. Harry just missing his length slightly full on that occasion. And he was punished.
And it's disdainful when you strike a pace bowler back over their head for 6. I mean, that's bordering on being dirty. Yeah, but that's what happened there. Okay, Harry, you'll live to fight another day. Sachin Singh 11, to Kwesi Mikkel 22 for 4. 8 overs gone. And Sachin Singh, Dexter, as you mentioned, I think he is identifying the problem. He knows that he must step on the gas, play, as you put it, more positively. Not necessarily aim for 6s and 4s all the time, but play at least more positively.
Well, the last 2 overs, so he's been trying. He's moved on to 11. No one else into double figure. Mikkel has just joined him at the crease. He's faced 6 balls for his 2, but a sorry looking scorecard. The likes of the Shaquille Williams, the Ronaldo Rennie, experienced guys who would have played the inter-county level, not being able to produce the goods with the bat for the Caimans. It's a big part of why they've struggled this season.
Well, Ezekiel got a lot of help. Let's see what Ramraj can do. I know that about 3 games ago, I saw him getting a lot of turn. And we'd have to wait and see if he can exploit the pitch here. And there's something I was looking forward to. I hardly see it from any of the captains, except for Anthony Adams, that you're getting people with 4 wickets down, 15 runs on the board, and you don't have enough, you're not deploying enough aggression. I don't know if I'm ultra aggressive in my thoughts, but if you're having someone down 4 wickets, 15 runs probably at that time was on the board, and you always had that solitary slip, maybe add something. Bring another man. I saw Angel just playing balls uppishly in front of him against Ezekiel Wilson. There was no other one that's coming up there to put that batsman on pressure. He would have taken the catch at least on 2 occasions, popping off the bat.
And I want to agree with you there, Naeem. When you're on top, you have fielders in catching position. It just tends to play with the mind of the batsman. You're essentially telling him to take a bit more risk.
Yes, it's more than warfare. It's psychological also. You know that the batters know their side is in serious trouble. And I've got to defend this wicket, but look at men around me to take that catch. Roger Harper had these familiar field placings, forward short leg, and a silly point, and a solitary slip, especially if Guyana is on top of the game. Just beaten outside the off stump, getting some turn there too, Dexter.
Nicely bowled from Ramraj. Not to defend or take anything away from the Rogers, but those guys didn't play a lot of T20 cricket. Nicely played into the offside by Mickle. So this is what we want to see. This is what we mean. Try to be a little more positive, but with intent to score. Play that into the offside and immediately he signal is barred. Now we can get a single there. It's barred. Now oblige.
Yes, your side isn't doing so well. The power play is over. Squeeze it. There will be gaps. Squeeze it around. Put the fielding side under some pressure. Steal runs. Now that might be a positive offer. But would have been struck. There's a man down on the mid-wicket boundary. That's Harry. There's one down at backward square on the boundary. There's one at the long on position on the boundary. See, he would have gone in that direction had he connected. There's also a long off on the boundary. So the fielding captain is utilizing the opportunities presented to him. End of 9, 25 for 4.
Strange looking scorecard. As we see, leaders in terms of runs. Sukwa who impressed us all with that innings of 97. Nobody, Zaimal, all have gotten up century in this tournament and has looked good. So too has Ivan and Glasgow. Rajiv Ivan back in local cricket after some time. Played list day cricket for Guyana. I think it was 2 matches. He's also done well with the ball. But the Caimans, they desperately need to get a move on. You cannot have both batters batting the way they are at the moment. Someone needs to take the initiative. As we see bowling change in that of Thaddeus Lovell. Comes in for his first ball of the match. He's someone who loves to be aggressive with the ball.
Tickle away. They can come back for 2 here. They should seize that. Okay, that's at least some positive running. Some positivity is coming out now. Just got the impression that they've waited a long time. But even though they waited a long time, they must do it more often, squeezing runs, converting 1s to 2s until the opportunity comes for a big shot. Well, I think that was a full toss, Dexter, and treated with a lot of courtesy there. Full toss. I'm not sure whether it struck the bat if we saw a signal from the umpire. They went for a single, but a full toss getting that kind of treatment.
Yeah, you could say he missed out, but when you're batting under pressure with your team being 28 for 4, you sometimes tend to be indecisive in your approach. He's taking the cautious route. And I think you can do that for the next over or 2, ensure he doesn't lose any more wickets. Now you're batting with your skipper, Sachin Singh, the other hand, who necessarily hasn't gotten off to flying this innings. But you guys are there, you can assess the condition and the situation.
There's a man down on the sweeper boundary, so just a single. But I'd like to see Sachin take more of the strike. All the batsmen have been palpable to the quality of the bowling we'd seen. In especially Wilson, who has picked up 3 of those wickets to have fallen. I think that struck the pad. We'll wait to see if there's a signal. Come on, take a second run. Just be alert, more alert. You know, look how far the ball went. Should have been like 2 overthrows, possibly leg by signal by the umpire.
And they look up a lot more busy, a lot more positive against the Seymours. So this tells you that if they're going to be a little more aggressive in these middle phases, it's going to look to be against the Seymours, because the spinners, they've done well.
Nice opening the shoulders there, but sweeper again comes into action and stops it from going into the boundary. So in just one delivery will be the halfway mark. There's a projected computer score there of 67. They still have 6 wickets there intact, Dexter. What would, in the circumstances, probably like you to speculate what might be a decent score for them. Down to third man, another single. That's the end of the over. But just go around that point for me, Dexter, while another colleague will join you in my seat. But because of the problems that they're facing, I mean, getting to 150 now would be a difficult task. So what might be an acceptable one that Sachin Singh might want for his side?
And I don't think they should be thinking at the end of the 20th overs yet. You mentioned they have 6 wickets in hand, and they love to have all 6 of those wickets in hand ending into the last 4 overs of the innings. If they do that with these 2 batters set, they can look to be more aggressive and give that impetus at the bottom of the innings that is needed. So around the 14, 15 overs mark, you can assess, see where you're at, and obviously you'll have an idea of the bowlers you look to target and how many you look to get per over. And they'll take that given the disastrous start they've had. So it's drink here. So players having a bit of refreshment. And so too will us in the commentary box.
Come on, let's go. Gentlemen, let's go. Y'all let one over behind. Let me go. There's approximately 4 minutes. So you got ball pass up. Me can't go. We just stay here for see.
Drinks break over. We're about to resume this match. Pretty quiet so far. First 10 overs, 34 runs. But 4 wickets. The Demerara Hawks desperately looking for a win. They tried everything, but today without their second captain, because Kevlin Anderson was initially announced as their captain, then he went on to Super 50. And now today, their replacement captain, Junior Sinclair, is also heading to Super 50, replacing Kevin Sinclair. So the third captain, Shamar Yearwood, looking to see if he can break the jinx. Chandapal Ramraj, left arm spin from the southern end to pick up after the drinks break. So they're very watchful. I mean, Sachin Singh looking to get on with things, looking to be positive. He's been there from the start as captain as well for his side, the Caimans, who are also looking for points. A bad feeling to his own bowling and licking a single. So one of these teams definitely will get some points today. Pretty ordinary start, you'd say, for the Caimans after 10 overs, 34. The power play, they were in the teens. Really much a struggle.
Well, John, I'm certainly curious to know what's the discussion at the halfway mark. Yes, they've been cautious, but it's been cautious without any real intent to score. As well as Wilson and Lowers up front as bold. Oh my, is he bold? Yeah. Inside edge, it seems. So Sachin Singh, his stay at the crease comes to an end. He fought and fought hard, tried to spend some time at the crease, inside edge, and he's bold. This is what I'm talking about. You spend all that time at the crease, not showing any real intent, and then you get dismissed at a strike rate just around 60. And this is T20 cricket. You're captain of the team. You just wanted to be a bit more positive in your approach. Your teammates, they can feed off of those sort of stuff.
It's a good wicket for Ramraj as well, giving the ball generous flight. On the pitch, looks pretty flat again here at LBI. So he'll be very pleased with his work so far. Just leaking 4 runs, and this is second over. Singh needed to take more of the batting responsibilities indeed. And one of the things I've mentioned, and even yesterday we noticed it at Pomona's ground on the Escobar Coast, right before drinks break or right after drinks break. In the 11th over, we saw the fall of Singh's wicket. So it's that concentration that we speak of with our batters, not able to resume and say, okay, let's click back on. Right, they have to start again, yes, but it's things that happens for various reasons that they have to work on, that mental aspect of their game, as Shamar Apple makes his way now into the middle.
That has been the trend, even in world cricket now, John. Apple starts nicely and positively. Some hesitation, but they completely single in the end. So Ramraj has bowled well throughout this tournament, and he continues to look good. But what I like about him, he doesn't give away easy scoring opportunities. He spins the ball, he gets a lot of bounce. And he has an arm ball, and he looks a quality bowler. Run out. Quick single. And this is good, positive, running between the wickets. 2 young men. And you just want to look to rotate, strike, and take whatever you get up until the 16th over.
Run out, Carlos! Run out, Carly!
So that's a nicely played shot by Apple, allowing the ball to come onto the bat and just guiding it behind point, picking up 2 good-looking runs. A successful over comes to end from Ramraj. Score moves on to 39 for 5 from 11 overs.
The leading wicket takers this season, Ricardo Adams, extending his lead to 12. Samson, Dick, Latchman trailing him by some distance, however. Good to see Danai and Gulcharan down at the bottom in that leaders list, because they've been among the wickets, not in bunches, but consistently picking up 1 and 2 here and there. So the Caimans and Hawks in battle today. After 11 overs, 39 for a loss of 5. Look at Wilson's figures. 4 overs, 3 for 6. Excellent work. Bowling with the new ball, bowling in the power play. Another off spinner coming to the fore and doing off spinners things, because it's something that has started way back in 1992 with the off spinner from New Zealand, Deepak Patel. And then many other off spinner sides that do the same thing, bowling in the power play, bowling with the new ball. Our very own Lennox coach Stephen Jacobs, Dion Ferrier a long time ago, just to name a few. It's good to see Wilson coming in as well, like Dwayne Dick and others in this tournament, and doing well in the power play with the new ball.
When you look at those figures, it's a new bowler, total ambition into the attack. Starts with 1, just back of a length, played away nicely into the onside by Mickle. And Mickle is doing the right thing here. You know, he's just 11 from the 17 ball, but he's looked busy since he's been at the crease. He's just not looked to defend and block balls, but he's looked for his scoring opportunities. You know, the Hawks, they have bowled well.
Left arm Chinaman now, total ambition in over number 12. Missed the last game, did not play against the Pitbulls yesterday at Pomona. He's back today.
Bishun has been around for quite some time. You know, he's still a young man, just 30, 31, there and thereabout. Misfield by the captain, Yearwood, allows Apple to pick up a single. What do you make of Apple, John?
Exciting prospect. I love his confidence, you know, the way he goes about his business. Half-hearted appeal for like before. Umpire Omarat Samaru will have none of it. Yeah, Apple, because of his youthful exuberance, enjoys his game, but takes pride in his batting and his wicket keeping. Of course, he's still learning his trades, both behind and in front of the stumps. But it's something we're seeing that we can work with because of his attitude. He has the right attitude for success. Saw him snatching a few behind the stumps, and sometimes coming up just a little bit too early to the spinners. But you'll learn as you go through. He is someone that is willing to learn as well. 12 gone, 41 for 5.
You know, Johnny, he's just 15 years of age. So a lot of time for the young man. You know, when I see him bat, the name Shaw from Rutherford comes to mind. He reminds me so much of Rutherford. You know, as I can remember, quite a number of years ago.
Well, the Pitbulls and the Jaguars locked in same position at the top, followed by Anacondas and Piranhas. And these two teams now that are playing in front of us, locked at the bottom of the table. Do you remember the top 4 will qualify for the semi-finals? Immediately the last 2 will be eliminated. Yeah, I do agree with you to some extent with that left-handed style of Apple, liking to Sherfin Rutherford, who started as a wicketkeeper as well, mind you, at Everest a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing Rutherford a long time ago as a 14-year-old. He played a match at the stadium, and even as a 14-year-old, he was hitting the balls way into the stand. And right then we knew that he was going to go on to play for the West Indies.
So it was chipped. Protection at long off. Apple is one of those players as well. We saw him hitting some balls uh, because of what we've been covering in cricket at the under 15 level. And even when he started to play in the Demerara, well, in the association and so on, we see him hitting balls as if he's a fully grown man. I don't remember exactly if it was on a 17 or on a 19. But I saw him earlier this year as well, stringing partnerships together for his side and doing the business. Like I said, his approach is very good to the game. Sometimes we can say shot selection, but that's why I started saying youthful exuberance. He is a young man, very young teenager, so he will learn. He will be happy to see a ball flighted, want to take him on. He will, when someone chirpy around him, try to silence them with his bat. Big appeal goes up, finger goes up as well. Umpire Shamir Hussain agrees with Ramraj and the wicketkeeper. That's another one. Brandon Jaikaran taking it easily. And that's good movement with the ball coming up. 6 down now for 42. More trouble for the Piranhas. For the Caimans, I beg your pardon.
So Mickle goes for just 11. I don't want to believe the pitch has been playing so badly, John. Bit of bounce there. Unable to control it, Mickle.
It was too close for him to cut. On the line of the body, one that pitch outside, or maybe just on the off stump. And slight inward movement to the right-hander. He's looking for some room, for some width, but didn't get any. Ball came back and just flew off the edge. And Jaikaran was up with the bounce and took it nicely. Ramraj gets his second. One of the local boys, you can say, from the east coast of Demerara. Played national youth cricket for Guyana. So knows a lot about bowling. That is another guy, I can tell you this from first-hand experience as a teenager, and who isn't at that age and stage. Pretty playful. Nice young man, actually, Chandapal Ramraj.
Yeah, he's bowled well throughout this tournament. Continues to impress us all. Joining a long list of left-arm spinners that we have in Guyana at the moment. So in that department, competition pretty stiff. Big heave, force ball by Patayo. Misses. Is that the right approach, John?
Half volley outside his off stump. And just as I said earlier, it will light up any young player's eyes. I do agree with your tone. Thinking that your team is in tatters, really want to consolidate. But sometimes the best form of defense is offense. Overcompleted. 13 gone, 42 for 6.
Well, John, I'm looking forward to see just what's their approach in these last 7 overs.
Some games to come. Caimans, who now playing their third game, will have some work to do. They come up against Anacondas, then against the Pitbulls. The Pitbulls will wrap up their group matches against the Jaguars. That will be a big game coming up. Weekend, some of the action will switch to the ancient county as we head east to Berbice. Getting closer to the semi-finals and the final. Ghana Cricket Board National T20 League, first of its kind. Be sure to continue. Apple looking for some runs. 7 overs still to go, including this one. So he needs some runs. He wants to really stamp his authority on local cricket. He's been on the selectors' lips regionally as well for some tours.
Nicely bowled by Bishun. And you know, Apple, he has been turning out good runs for Guyana on 15 level. He was the leading run scorer for Guyana at this year's regional on 15 tournament. He's a young man. He hits the ball very hard. That's nicely paid backward of point. Will it get to the boundary? Yes, it does. It's a good effort by Wilson to try and stop it, but to no avail on this occasion. And this is the sort of positive approach, the sort of positive batting we've been speaking about. Fortune does favor the Braves at times, and sometimes that's what is needed.
What I like about it, you waited at the last moment then to open the face of the bat, playing it as late as possible. And that's pretty good. Whether that was his intention or not, it looked good.
But John, the Hawks, they have made 4 changes in their lineup for this game, including, having a new captain by force. Nicely played down the wrong for 1. Oh my. Misfield by Vantal on the long off boundary. Ball goes for 4 easy runs. John, I was just about to say the Hawks in making those changes, they've been pretty good. They've bowled well, they've fielded well. There hasn't been any real let up. And just as I was thinking it, Vantals bring it into fruition.
You went pretty casual with that fielding effort. Nothing behind the ball, went with one hand. And the ball bumped on him. That boundary is well brought up the 50 for the Caimans. Caimans with a lot of work to do, but they have matches as well in hand. Losing his shape. And Vantel running around the ball, not running to the ball. So there's Apple. That's what we speak of. Single to end the over. 6 still to go. 51 for 6.
We stressed on so much of the fact that Apple is just a young man. Pattaya can hit a long ball, but he's not one of the more recognized batters, so to speak. So being placed in this position, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. It's all learning experience for them. I'm not sure how many times they have been in such a position before. So it will be interesting to see how they go about their work here. But they can only benefit from being in a position like this. Hopefully, they do well and they respond well.
2 fours in this innings from Apple. Now joint top scorer with Sachin Singh, who's dismissed. And only Mikkel with 11, the other batter in double figures. Otherwise, a very disappointing looking scorecard for the Berbice Caimans. Ramraj for his final over now. Chance at the non-strikers then.
And this is an interesting move by the Hawks. Ramraj, he's picked up 2 wickets for 10 runs. He's in his final over. 2 left-handers at the crease. But who's not gonna muck around? Apple has shown clear intent to score.
As in the air, but also in the gap. LaRose coming in. Yearwood running back. And fell in between the two. Taking his chances now. Looking to ride his luck, but shot selection is going to be very important for this pair. Apple and Pattaya.
And this is exactly what I mean with Ramraj bowling to the left-handers at the crease. So it's a challenge for Ramraj. And it's game on between these batters here. Nicely bowled, a quicker one on that occasion. So we've seen some nice variation from the young man. He's showing that he has some smarts about him.
From the Lusitan Sports Club, just up the road from where we are. A club that also produced former national under-19 player Kumar Nandalal, who also was a left-arm spinner. Happy for a stumping, was not out, says the umpire. Good work also with the gloves. Jaikaran, who missed out yesterday. You can see his back foot firmly planted. Apple.
So 5 overs remaining after this one. You rather suspect Carlos LaRose will bowl 2 of those. So Captain Yeawood does have some options.
He wouldn't mind these singles, however. They're not hurting him and his team at this stage. Caimans trying their level best to get boundaries. Just not able to do so.
Come on.
So Machu Pataya as well into the team today for the Caimans. We want to make it count.
Yeah.
What a spell of bowling. 2 for 12 from his 4. Wonderful returns from the left arm spinner. Chandrapal Ramraj, the left arm spinner. 54 for 6 with 5 overs still to go. Look at the partnerships. 6, 1, 3, 4, 21, 7, 12. Just that one partnership you can say of note in the context between Mickle and Singh. Lights, you don't need those lights today. It's a day match, just one game today. As Bishun continues, this is over number 16 now. Nice sunshine. Nice wind blowing across the ground as well. And it will be Bishun from the northern end. The public road or the main road end. And as we welcome back Inderjeet thought to be a good score in the context of the game that the Caimans would be happy with.
Hello, John. Hello, everyone. Well, it has been a struggle here, John. 54 for the loss of 6. 15 overs, have been completed so far. There are 5 to go. It's very difficult to see them getting up to 100 here. I think they should be aiming for 100, but they have lost the cream of the crop. This is going to be a struggle right on to the last delivery.
I was about to make the point that the spinners have bowled very well. But when you look at the seamers as well, didn't do too bad at all. Look at a little bit of drift. It's in the air. Oh, Jeremiah Scott running, stretching, and just couldn't get there. But maybe had it been a different type of surface, he would have put in the dive. But a good effort in the end, but a boundary.
Yes, it was a great effort by Jeremiah Scott. Had to run a long way on that boundary rope. Just couldn't get there stretched. And it was going over the ropes. And you're right. Maybe on another day he would have put in the dive at another ground. But give him credit. Did made a valiant effort.
So it's a rare boundary. But you can understand why Pataya will be looking to take on Bishun. Because it's the back end of the innings. This one is in the air as well, hanging around. 2 fielders coming around. Shamar Yearwood running back. And again, Jeremiah Scott running in. And it fell between them. Fortune certainly favouring Pataya.
Yes, John. And I am not really pleased with some of our young players and the kind of shots that you see they are playing. I mean, cricket is a coordination thing. Eye, hand, feet, total body. Big swings outside the line of the off stump without even stretching and trying to reach the pitch of the delivery. You're going to miscue. He's lucky to survive.
Four changes today for the Hawks. Inderjeet looking for something that will give them not only inspiration but some points. Including Bishun, who's bowling now, is back in the team. Did not play yesterday at Pomona against the Pitbulls.
Yes, and both teams here are searching for their force points on the table. And you expect these changes to happen and different captaincy as well we're having out in the middle here today. So they're trying things, the Caimans and the Hawks. So far, good bowling by the Hawks.
Pattaya is lucky to get with that sweep shot, stripping a ball that's pretty full, and it's a release shot many would play against spinners, but it's a risky shot because had he missed that one, could have been a victim of leg before. 16 overs completed, 62 for 6.
Yes, and while we've been saying that the bowling has been good, that is so, but the shot selections, or maybe the skills, limited skills by some of our batters, that has caused the score to look 62 for the loss of 6. And that's an art in playing spin that we need to look at. All our coaches, club cricket as well, because these guys come through the club system, and you expect at the club level, in your tender age, that these things are ironed out. You can't expect to pass 19 and 20, reach into county level or franchise level, and then learn how to play spin. It's not going to happen. Harry just pulling out of that run. I remember a few years ago, John, Cricket West Indies had to take our senior players in Antigua and teach them how to run between the wickets. That begs a lot of questions. What goes on at the county level as far as Guyana is concerned? At the club level? It's important that those things are rectified at a tender age.
So Harry just sort of, one of his trademark, just run to the crease to have a loosener. Seems to be ready now. First over went for 4 with the clip down the leg side. Second over, he was hit back over his head for a 6. So 2 boundaries conceded in his 2 overs. Was given the ball yesterday at Pomona when the game was already over. Good to see him getting an opportunity for an extended run this time around. Pace on. Bowling over number 70 now. At the back end of the innings when the batters are looking to get after you. So this is going to be a test of his ability, temperament as well. We know him very well. He's been working on his game, trying different things. Now he's gotten into this 11. He wants to maintain his position. Clean bowled. That one was pretty straight from Harry. Full and straight. And he strikes. He gets his maiden wicket at this level. Excellent work from the left arm seamer. What a wicket to get. Pattaya as well, who's beginning to play some strokes. Gone for 7.
And we here in the come box, John, we are going to put out the red carpet when Harry comes to visit us. He's ecstatic. Now look, that was beautifully bowled. Touchdown on that length, hitting the top of the off stump. They was very fast bowlers. Look real good. Excellent delivery. And he celebrated nicely, Christopher Harry. 1 for 11. He's going to be real happy. And that John T. Thomas that walks out into the middle, he's a strong boy, John.
And a very good friend of Christopher Harry. So a lot of familiarity here down towards the end of the Caimans innings. Yeah.
Did John T. do some commentary with us at Enmore in the tape ball?
Yeah, a one-day stint. We saw him in his first game as well in this tournament pretty early. Had some nerves like most humans will have in those commentary stints. So that commentary stint he had some nerves as well, showed his nerves. Coming up against Chris Harry. You really want to be composed here now. Harry is fired up. Appeal. Doing too much in the jit.
Yes, and this is refreshing to see a left arm medium fast bowler striking those lines and length. This is all you're asking from them at this stage in their career.
So the Guyana Cricket Board today sent that release that Junior Sinclair will replace Kevin Sinclair in the CG United Super 50 Cup 2024. And in there, It says that it was a decision taken by the management of the Harper Eagles team in Trinidad and Tobago to send, well, to end Kevin Sinclair's campaign and to replace him with Junior Sinclair from the Guyana Cricket Board.
Well, that might be very good reasons. I mean, we have our management team over there, and they have been monitoring our players. And if it is their belief, for whatever reasons, those reasons have not been given exactly what is it. But one Sinclair replaced with another. We wish Kevin all the best, in his future endeavors. And also we wish Junior, to give of his best. He's been given that call up.
Chase is on, but no. Lovell will not get there. It was hit pretty square, not straight. So yet again, another boundary being conceded off the left arm speedster.
And John, that was a fine shot by Shamar Apple, brilliantly played through the offside.
Yeah, Harry pitching up and just a little bit of room outside his off stump there. That's all Apple needed for his third boundary from 19 deliveries now. Earlier we were speaking about the confidence of Apple as a 15-year-old. I heard you mention Harry, a medium-fast bowler earlier. He will not be happy. Harry says to everyone, he's a fast bowler with his Berbice accent. Appeal goes up. Umpire takes some time and says, yes, Shamar Apple, you're out. Second wicket in the over for Christopher Harry. And now the Caimans on the verge of being bowled out. 6-7 for 8 now. And the big scalp of Shamar Apple is a judge like before.
Yes, and from this vantage point there, Apple beaten all ends up. He played across the line, looking to get it through the mid-wicket region. He missed and struck on the pads as he played across the line of the delivery. Umpire Nagisar took a little while and then raised the dreaded finger, and he has to go. Well, I'll tell you, when Harry comes in, I will congratulate him and say, well done, fast bowler. I'm saying medium fast here, just to save myself. But we are happy. He has done well. And I think the previous delivery, John, that was struck for a boundary, he was striving for that same delivery, but he missed the line of it. This time he got it correct and got his man. 17 gone, 6-7 for 8.
Harry actually played on the 15 cricket for Berbice, where he was born and raised. Look at the bowling. Wilson started off nicely, leading bowler in this innings. So after under 19s, youth cricket shifted to Georgetown, played at the Everest Cricket Club, continues to play there. Has been a consistent, and I must say the word consistent, net bowler for visiting teams to Guyana, whether it's international or franchise teams for the Caribbean Premier League. Coaches that are seeing him bowled against their visiting teams have spoken highly of him as a left-arm seamer. And something that he as well takes to heart and really wants to better himself every time. And we can only say this because he will come back and tell us what has been happening. And I personally will interact with some of those guys from overseas as well, and they tell us about his ethics. At one time as well, in the Sir Garfield Sobers tournament in Barbados, he was among the leading wicket takers, finishing 4th in one season. So he's been around, has experience despite still a young man.
Yes, and I agree with you, John. He has all the raw materials, and he's going to polish those things. I like his attitude. He works hard at his game. He's reaping some success here, and that's good for him. And I like the variety, the left arm. They're actually dying or endangered species. We have not produced many of them in the Caribbean, especially in Guyana. There would have been a few. He's one of those youngsters who we can work with.
LaRose goes round the wicket now to Bailey, the new batter. Quick single. And Shamarier with the captain in the covers, parading that extra cover and cover region. Has been pretty busy, and a few times because of his energy overrunning some of the balls.
Yes, where their back is against the wall here, the Caimans, after winning the toss and batting first out in the middle. That's a big swing and gone leg before. Another one has bitten the dust on a dusty turf here at LBI. 69 for 9. We watch this one again from Carlos LaRose, and that's plumb. That would have knocked the middle off stump out of the ground. Well bowled and for the trouble.
Yeah, Jonathan Thomas, second game. Second time failing to really tell us scorers to be busy. Does well at the tape ball level. I can see that shot. Look at the tee off the ball that was full. He missed and it hit him on the pad. Pretty good. An easy decision from umpire Omarat Samaru. LaRose gets his second. 6-9 for the loss of 9 with number 11 Riyad Latif, who has a good defensive bat and good technique. Now coming in at number 11. I saw his grandma watching at him as well. She's in the stands. So good to see that the support for young Latif is there. And look what is happening overhead. Yes, just yesterday, Caribbean Line started their Guyana Paramaribo route. And a local aircraft makes its way overhead now.
Yes, of course, might very well be moving away from the Eugene Correa International Airport at Ogle. Yes, and I was particularly pleased when we can connect people. Suriname is a member of CARICOM, and Guyana and Suriname so close. They are our closest eastern neighbor, and it's good to see that connection. There will be 2 flights per week by Caribbean Airlines, touching boundaries never touched before, and that's good. We need air travel. It's good to see Liat up and running as well across the Eastern Caribbean. It makes our travel for cricket even easier.
There's Latif getting off the mark. Yeah, I do agree with you. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a headache moving from one venue to the next in quick time. But competition is going to bring out the best in these airlines. We do look forward to it. As consumers, we're the ones at the bottom that tend to benefit.
Yes, and I know as we speak, discussions are ongoing for our national flag carrier. So that's going to be breaking news whenever it happens. 70 for 9. We're in over number 18. Well, these 2 of the wickets must be striving to at least bat out the 20 overs. If it's 2 or 3 or even 4 runs they score within that period, it's going to add to that 70.
Dot to end the 18th. 2 to go, 70 for 9.
It's a good time to remind everybody that the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, is well and truly in the thick of things. Today, it's the Caimans against the Hawks. Caimans winning the toss and batting, not doing well, 70 for 9. And Christopher Harry will begin over number 19. No doubt, striving for another wicket here. Always 3 for 16 is going to look better than 2 for 16, which is already good.
And as a left arm seamer, these things tend to happen. You strive for different things. Over pitching there and driven in the gap for 4.
Yes, he's looking for the Yorker. And that was well played by Riyad Latif. Good looking shot. Held his balance and forced it through extra cover. That's a brilliant shot for a number 11. Well played. I'm just wondering if they have gotten the batting lineup correct, this Caimans team. So often in franchise cricket, these things can happen. Well, they're fancying their chances to get above 80. There's still 1 over more to go. Bailey is in strike. Not known too much for his batting prowess, but can do a thing or two. And when your back is against the wall, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, you need to stand up and fight. And this is what we are expecting the last pair to do here. I wonder which line Harry will be bowling here. He should be touching down as close as possible to the off stump. And the length looking to hit off stump with the bounce.
Again, but running into this breeze. There is some breeze again here today. That can also be a challenge. But what it has done, as we saw, some movement in the air. So he will get that type of movement. So these batters, Bailey and Latif, now will have to not only look at the ball off the pitch, but as it is coming from his hand, swirling.
Absolutely so. And by his intentions, we think he's looking to york the left-handed Bailey. Like that one, but Bailey got good connection on it, the bottom of the bat. Will they go for the third here? Nicely pulled back in the off field and just 2. That was a good looking shot.
Yeah, Bailey's no mug. He's been around for a long time. Takes pride about his batting, you know. More known for his bowling, but he says he'll give it his all once with the bat. Yeah, good running again. Good positive approach now in getting some runs for their side. You mentioned 3 for 60 will look better than 2 for 16. But also if the Caimans can also get past that maybe 90 mark with 1 over still to go, that will look much better than 60 something that they were earlier.
Of course, it will definitely look far better too. And these two, they are playing well so far. 9 deliveries between them. They have scored 10 runs. I hope some others who are back in the dugout are taking note. And that's a good-looking shot out towards the boundary region. Beats the fielder. Oh, what a fine shot off the bat of the right-handed Latif. He's going to enjoy this one. Look at that, John, on the full toss and played it beautifully.
Third time this over that we've seen a full toss from Harry. But that's his spell. 2 for 28. First wicket in the tournament. So congrats to him. But now bowling and leaking some runs in his final over. But good bat we've seen from both Latif and Bailey in this last wicket partnership, fighting for their side. 82 for 9 with six legal deliveries to go.
Yes, and certainly the thought here now will be 90. If they can get a boundary in this over, or 2 boundaries, they definitely will get there. And it seems as though Carlos LaRose, 2 for 8 from 3. He's having a field day out in the middle as well.
Like most of the bowlers today, Caimans just seem to be pretty quiet. They tend to ambush you as an animal, the Caimans. And now they're waiting to spring something here on the Hawks. But the Hawks have kept them at bay most of the day. Just a little bit of threat here and there. And quite strange enough, on the way back from Essequibo Coast this morning, I saw Cayman on the Essequibo Public Road. There's a village called Fisher. The call is 2 from Bailey. Will he come back for the second? No. Nice feeling. But good aggression again from Bailey, looking to come back for the second. And that's what successful batters do. Take the first one pretty hard. Just in case there's a slight misfield, they will go.
And you have to. You do not have alternative. In any form of cricket, you must be able to run the first very, very quick. So you give yourself a chance to come back for 2. What was the size of that Cayman? Good at estimating, John?
Not as good as I'm at guesstimating. Maybe just 4 feet or thereabout. It's not quite an adult, but it's growing. It was huge. It was just there, the side of the road. Might have been a roadkill. Might have been just because I left pretty early. Might have been there just getting some sunshine, sunbathing, you never know. But in the countryside, the Caimans are a popular roadkill in Guyana, whereas in the city, frogs, and very sorry to say, but dogs as well in the city.
Yeah, and those caimans and alligators, those fellas can be pompous, show off themselves, mouth wide open across the road, taking a sunbath, and then they're willing to plunge into the waters as you approach. We're looking for a single here. That's a dot delivery, and that has been a scarce commodity between these two. They're playing well. You mentioned the Caimans, the Hawks. You're hearing now about drone technology. Well, drone technology has been with us even since mankind was created.
Legit, we've seen the lights here now during the day because this fixture that we're watching, Caimans against Hawks, had to be rescheduled because of the light failure a few nights ago. But work's going on to ensure that the lights are up and running. And why not test the lights during the day when you can see to fix it?
That's right. Here is a drive by Bailey. Has he gotten the connection? Well, you get it straight to the fielder and just a single. I was telling you about the drone technology since the beginning of times. And that's the Hawks and the Eagles. They're way above in the air and they could pick up what's happening down at the bottom. They'll dart. So I think that's the first drone technology we would have had. And the Hawks have proven that today. They have decimated the Caimans so far, 85 for 9.
Umpire Obanat Samaru just telling the bowler to run away from the danger area. Look, Latif manipulating, trying to manipulate the bowler and lost his leg stump in the process. LaRose was not unfazed by that, kept to his plan of full and straight as Latif was walking across, walking back in. And look at the leg stump going for a walk. 85 all out with one delivery, legal delivery still to go in their innings. Not batting the full quarter of 20. And that is the end of the innings of the Caimans. 85 all out. The resumption of the run chase will begin soon, but that is a sorry looking scorecard.
Yes, it is. And Angel 5, Sachin Singh, the skipper, just 14. One apiece for Williams and Rennie. And he didn't trouble the scorers, Rivaldo Phillips. Some good batting by Shamar Apple, the wicketkeeper, 22. And 11-2 by Kwesi Mikkel. That's the reason why they have reached that 85.
LaRose cleaning up the tail, picking up 3 for 11 from 3 overs and 5 deliveries. Wilson with the new ball in the power play was excellent. 3 for 6. Good support from Hari and Ramraj with Lovell and Bishun sharing 4 overs, unable to pick up any wickets. That's it. 85 all out in 19 overs and 5 deliveries. The Hawks will fancy themselves to get 86 for force points, but Caimans will be looking to spring a surprise to keep the Hawks winless. Whichever way it will go, we'll be back in a few minutes to tell you about it. Do stay tuned.
Mic test. Testing mic. Check. Maybe I don't know. Ini mah shot tweet is right. We do that. That way you can work party.
Another one, one inside.
Blood putang klase. Mas, bring the book, bring the book, bring the book. I think this one. I think that's probably for me.
Bring the thing, bring the thing.
For sure. Yeah, then I think that's probably for last you had a problem, you know?
Push and go, right?
Latif, stay by the guard. Yeah, yeah.
Apple 22.
Well, hello there once again. Let me greet you with the news that we are about to witness the reply by the Hawks to that 85 made by Berbice Caimans in the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Apple for the Caimans 22, Sachin Singh 14, Kwesi Mickle 11, Ezekiel Wilson 3 for 6 off 4 overs. What splendid figures. Best so far in the tournament, his first game. And Carlos LaRose 3 for 11, 3.5 overs. And Christopher Harry, the left arm medium fast, 2 for 28 from his 4. Those were the ones that caused the demise of the Caimans after winning the toss and deciding to take first strike. So they'll be chasing down that 85. They need 86 with me in the come box. Naim Chan. Naim, a chase of 86 with all the wickets standing. You feel that the batting team now should have a great edge.
Well, I think so. They ought to. Staring at 85, it's pretty paltry. There were some sights that were pretty unpleasant. I'm looking out every time I do one of these matches. Basically, I'm looking out for little stars emerging and feeling good. But I'm very happy to report that I was impressed with young Apple, Shamar Apple. I understand he also played for Guyana at the under-15 level. So he's very, very young. You nurture that, you're heading somewhere, and he's wicket-keeping. Look, he's in front your camera at the moment.
Come on, boys.
Yes, he's a good prospect still, under 15 player. So the left-handed batter is going to take his strike. Machu Pataya to Adrian Hines. And that's down the leg side and helped along its way. A good start here by the Hawks. Away to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, very short ball. There's deserving of that shot. And he just turned the wrist. There's a backward square and a man on the mid-wicket boundary. So there's that wide open gap just coming across the ropes there. Nice start here for the Caimans.
Yes, it is. And when you look at that target of 86, and you start first delivery 4 runs, just helped on its way. Well, you consider yourself that we are on our way as well. Matthew Pataya. He too is one of the young Berbicians. Well, that's sure. That's a bad ball. And put away for 4. Good timing. Just stroking it on the back foot. That's a poor delivery by Matthew Pataya.
I'm looking at Pataya's action here. Well, I have not seen him before, but I just get the impression he's square on when delivering, not using the shoulder, as you would see the normal off spinner would do, or even the leg spinner. We'll have another look at him though, but he was like almost square on just throwing the ball.
Yes, and just fell away a little there, maybe just losing strength on one of his legs. Was a rank long hopper and put away nicely. So 2 consecutive boundaries. Can Pataya come back here? Much better delivery, floated nicely and drawing the left-hander in the shot. And there's a slip, so some support here.
At least he's coming back, bouncing back with good line, good length. So the fielding captain would have difficulties here, Sachin. You've only got 85 runs to defend. You don't have the luxury of attacking a lot. You got to just take it as the times roll on.
Yes!
Well, Pataya has come back nicely here. Both 2 bad deliveries put away for boundaries. He's a youngster and he's learning from those little errors. Well, that's a short delivery and didn't get really over the top of the ball. He was trying to do that. Lots of bounce extracted from the pitch. 1 over gone. It's 8 without loss.
Yeah, it didn't get the treatment it deserved. It was again very short. So good start here for the Caimans, Demerara Caimans. Demerara Hawks, correction. The Caimans are fielding. So Hines has raced on to 8. And not such an impressive over there from Matthew Pataya. 8 without loss over number 1.
Yes, and a tournament that exhibited quite a few youngsters. We've been hearing them playing club cricket in their various counties. But with these 6 franchise team all coming out on show, very impressed with Adrian Sukwa. We saw him yesterday. In fact, on Saturday, played a very fine hand here, 97. It was a fine inning, some glorious shots. He's a talent to look forward to.
Absolutely. I was there describing that innings too. So that's another youngster. We have Apple in this game, and they're turning up 1 by 1. And I think what the Guyana board is going to do is use these tournaments. They would have their coaches and their selectors looking at these youngsters for the future. That's 2 immediately we have called. We have Van Lang from the DCC club, I think he is. Yeah, he's also one of the youngsters for the future. So good.
So Bernard Bailey begins his first over. Down the leg side and beats the diving Shamar Apple there. And that's going to go just behind the black side screen. Let's look at this one here. Yeah, straying down the leg side. Did he get anything onto that one? We shall see. Well, yes, Yewood got a touch onto that one. So he opens his account with 4. Just straying down the leg side.
Yeah, very bad there. I don't think that Bailey found his line. He was not too bad at all in this tournament. I've seen some impressive stints from him. Good cricketer, just straying.
Look, off the back foot there, and that's crushed. Literally crushed by Shamar Yearwood. Down to the boundary for 4. What a fine shot.
Sweetly timed there. Look at that, straight in the slot, but he fired away at that ball flat along the ground. That's what's so exquisite about the shot there from Yearwood. Beautiful.
And they are dealing in boundaries. Both players smacked 2 4s. His current form scores of 12, 29 and 72. Once again, heading down towards that Midland leg stump. Has to be careful with his line here, Bernard Bailey. He's a very steady bowler, and he has done well in club cricket. There's another young fella, you saw him too, named the left-handed Orin Gibson. Very elegant player at Lusignan, scored a half century, very impressive. He's an under-19 player as well.
Turning the wrist but not getting completely in line with the ball. It was, I think he had in his mind to be defensive. We've seen some good little left arm spinners as well in this tournament.
Yes, we have. We can add to that batting to Jonathan Rampasad, the youngest skipper in this tournament, just 20 years old. Very, very good with the bat. We're talking the future of Guyana cricket. Yes, and we have had some nice, decent Cholai. Very impressed with the bowling of Cholai. Down the leg side. Penalized this time. That's a white. Kelvin Umrao.
That's the other name I was looking for,
yes.
along with Chulai.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very impressive. They just couldn't find answers of navigating their way out. And I'm talking about the batters there that faced up to those two youngsters.
Yes, there's young Nigel Deodat. Has talent. Isn't having the best of seasons. I think he was too wide. Did not maintain good lines. Wow, beaten outside the line of the off stump. That's well bowled. Sped away from the left-hander there. And didn't went to hand, but good delivery by Bernard Bailey.
He's got one more delivery. He's flouted the expectations of the captain in two separate deliveries, straying down the leg side. And he's made quite a comeback. It's not too bad, but he's conceded 10 runs already.
Yes, and continue with that batting department. We've seen Kandaya Ramkaran, the police officer, the immigration officer. Very, very solid player. Lovely stroke maker. And this time looking to flirt outside the line of the off stump. Nothing found. 2 overs gone. It's 18 without loss.
Precisely, and as I mentioned before, that's exactly what the Guyana board would do. Use these tournaments to help their selectors to find the right team, and also the coaches to take them from where they are. This is why, for me, I look for age. There's no future for people who are in their late 20s. There's no future for them even making the Guyana or West Indies team. So I'm excited when I hear 15-year-old and 17-year-old playing. And some of them can give a good account of themselves. Apple actually did that today, and I hope he goes on to demonstrate this kind of appetite. There you have him, 22, he top scored. And Sachin Singh, 14, wasn't getting the ball away, not having a good tournament too, though he's an established batsman.
Catch it!
A shout of catch it there, but he's not going to get there close. Misfielding on the boundary, will it run across the ropes? Does a little bit of football. The return comes in, that's from Riyad Latif. Well, a good leap in the air, couldn't bring down the catch. And look at Latif here. And that has actually gone across the ropes? No, it hasn't. That was a slow delivery by Pattaya. And here it actually had to wait a long time on it.
This one is hoisted straight over the top. Just wouldn't get where he intended it to go. We saw some airborne shots from the Caimans when they were batting. Got a bit exhausted with them looking at it, the sight. For one moment I thought it was bat up and catch. Coming down to the end, we saw one or two batsmen like Apple coming into the fore. Nice drive down the ground. Beautiful shot there from Adrian Hines. They're in aggressive mood. And may I say, they've played some exquisite shots.
Well, there was nobody out on the extra cover boundary. It was in the slot, posed for the camera. Very stylish with lots of flamboyance there, Adrian Hines. Gets another boundary.
Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
They're after a flyer. Just in over number 3, 25. Probably want to close up shop early this afternoon.
I think he's a little bit too short here, Matthew Pataya. He's rated very highly in Berbice. Plays a lot of club cricket there. Has come out here. This is his first game as far as I can recall as well. Well, it must be a little bit of cramp in the stomach. They call it butterfly, whatever it is. A tinge of nervousness. Once again, short, outside the line of the off stump. Thought that Yearwood would have done a little bit better with that one, but didn't went hard at it whatsoever.
That one was pretty close. There's a expectation from the wicketkeeper, the body language. What's happening here?
Well, I think it has clipped the off bails, and that's the reason why the wicketkeeper was celebrating Shamar Apple. Let's see what has actually happened here. Did the keeper disturb the stump? We shall see. Well, that one bounced, and we might have to look at it one more time, but the umpires had a little consultation. We shall look at it one more time. Where was the keeper? Where was the ball? Let's see, Apple on slow motion here. Well, what have you made of that, Naeem?
If he's out, the ball would have had to clip the stumps because the wicketkeeper did not disturb the stump as far as I'm seeing with the glove.
Well, look, I think this is going to be the best vantage position that we are watching here. There goes the ball.
There you go.
Hit the bails off. The keeper was in no way to hit the stumps there. So he should be a goner. But you never know what can transpire out in the middle there between the two umpires. But it clearly hit the top and he's walking away. So that's an excellent delivery. Pataya gets his revenge.
The thing is, the umpires at this level of cricket don't have the third eye to ask for help. So that's a dilemma by itself. So it's good to see that the youngster had to come out and he was given out. So good to see that because there's no second string help for the umpires to have a look at the replay like we had a short while ago.
Yes, and I think the umpire at the square leg position, he was the one that eyeballed it. Good decision. As Brandon Jaikaran, another youngster, good ability, he has come out in the middle. But 26 for 1, 3 overs gone. You will consider this a good start, solid start in chasing down that 86?
Absolutely. I don't think that's a torturous total to go after. But at the same time, this is cricket, and you need to at least keep your wicket intact. You've got a lot of time and a small total to chase down. So big extravagant stroke play may not necessarily be the best thing unless you're very sure of yourself, and you can be.
So we want to say congratulations to our two cameramen. Both of them are Andrew. One is senior, one is junior, for giving us those replay. And of course our technician Josh to stay with us and stay with the game so that we could have seen exactly where the ball hit.
Well, these boys are getting better and better, there's no doubt. And with the passage of time, more equipment on hand, I'm certain that our coverage will be second to none.
Yeah, so those pigeons, they have been prominent here at LBI, along at Luziknan as well on the East Coast. And they come by flocks. Scores of them. They visit for the grass. No doubt there's some grass seeds. They love to feed on that. Shaquille Williams.
Lots of air, but damage, collateral damage there. Struck away with disdain there by Hines. Hines has got a penchant to hit it outside of the circle. And he's been doing quite a fine job at that.
Yes, and with only 2 fielders allowed in the 6 overs outside the circle. Look at that brilliant shot over the top of wide long off. Looks a picture tall boy, stretches, reach the pitch of the delivery, and the bat came with that beautiful arc and angle. 10 balls, 4 fours.
Well, Williams is giving it a lot of air. I don't know if he'll pay a price for this, but we'd have to wait and see. Because, what's his name, Adrian Hines, is in a pretty aggressive mood. He's hitting the ball. He might wade into Shaquille Williams. So a nice battle developing here. Let's see who wins.
So Brandon Jaikarani is going to have his first delivery. 2 left-handers at the wicket at the moment. Now, if you're going to toss the ball up like that, you must decide which side of the wicket you want to bowl to. Can't be going down the leg side or way outside the line of the off stump.
He's giving it generous air, nevertheless. A lot of it. So he's a gutsy bowler because Hines is really pacing his innings in an accelerated way, and many a bowlers flighting that much may have been afraid to do so.
Yes, he's a brave boy, and nothing is wrong with that. I think he has the right mindset, just that the score level has not been a big one. That's high in the air, and that's going to be taken. Bubbles it, my word! Another catch has gone a begging. Well, that should have been taken and floored down on the boundary. That's Kwesi Mickelnaim. Had a long time to settle. Thank God he hasn't blamed the sun for that.
Well, I know the Guyana Cricket Board would be watching these disturbing features. Straight over the top again. Long off gets it this time. But that's a worrying point, and I think as many as over 20 drop catches I've seen so far, and this is match number 9.
Well, actually, 2 were played in Essequibo, match number 11. It was slated to be number 9.
Correction, yeah.
Right. Look, and I feel a little bit sorry here for Shaquille Williams. That's the reason why he was tossing the ball up, looking for the catch, went for a boundary, and when the catch came, it was floor. 4 overs gone. 35 for the loss of 1.
Yes, he deserved to have had that wicket because of the courage he's showing. This youngster is flighting the ball, deceived Hines, and boom, put down another one going down of one of the several, at least about 20 or more catches I've seen being put down. And it's about maybe 75% of those catches were sitters.
Yes, I mean, he had all the time in the world. Well, that's gone now. That's history. They need 51 runs off 96 balls. And, you know, you have the Hawks here way in front. They're all over the Caimans at the moment. And in these close encounters, you want to ensure when you have a chance to get a wicket, you do just that.
Absolutely. Good point. You got 80-something runs only. It's not like you made 170, like many of the matches we'd seen, while your Manhattan graph comes up there for you. You've got a little bit of runs. You've got to scramble at every opportunity. Seize them, run outs. Don't bowl no balls and wide balls. Don't give away extras. Back up the wicketkeeper as much as possible. These are things that they should be looking out for. Very unfortunate. A sitter like that was put down.
And I like what Sachin Singh has done here. You drop the catch, Mikkel, come and get a wicket with the ball in your hand. He has given him the opportunity to bowl.
Hey! Yeah, you can't hit shit.
Not a bad start, just outside the line of the off stumper. And Hines standing tall. He has looked good. He too looks an elegant player. We've seen some fine shots.
Yes, he's deceived by that ball. Yeah, Hines is one of those batsmen who would go after you. He's pretty free and flowing. And he doesn't like to be bogged down by anyone, as we've seen so far. Played some handsome shots.
Yes, and I like the field setting here. Give him a chance to go over the top of cover, extra cover. Yes. Once he goes flat, you have fielders there in the position. So he might be thinking now, I can take a chance, and that is what good captaincy and bowlers will do. Block the ground fielding, ask them to go over the top.
Hey, watch.
He could have been in lots of trouble. He should be thankful that Jaikaran didn't respond in the positive to go for that run.
Yes, and you could see a little bit of frustration stepping in here now in the mind of Adrian Hines. No need to be frustrated. You just required to score just above 3 runs and over to win from here on. Settle down. Play your natural game.
Yeah!
Casey Mickle has done pretty well in this over to tie Hines down and make him show some respectability because he was going freely and flowing all the while.
Are we going to see the first maiden of the match? And there's an appeal for a catch at the wicket. Loud shout. Umpire Nagasar says no, not out. And that was so close. We shall look back at this, but the umpire's made his mind. There was no edge there. Very difficult for us to tell if there was any. Had to be a thinness of bottom edge. And he lives to survive. 5 overs gone. 35 for the loss of 1. Yeah, look at those coconut palms in the distance. Almond nut tree to the right of your screen. Pattaya, 2 overs, expensive. But picked up 1 for 16. Bernard Bailey has not yet picked up a wicket of just a 1 over. Williams and Mickle, the lone over by them as well. Both of them having 1 apiece. 35 for 1. 5 overs gone. Hello to you, Dexter. It's been a good start here by the Hawks, chasing down that 86.
Yeah, they've been steady, showing a lot of intent. They've been positive. They've put away loose balls. Batting any power play. Not chasing a huge total by any means. That's the way you want to go about it.
So Shaquille Williams, first over, cost him 9 runs. He's one of them who's not afraid to toss the ball up as well. Good. I like the action of him here. Just looking to get some bite and turn off the pitch, making the batter look up. And that is what your off spinner needs to do.
Yeah, he has a very high arm action. He's a tall man as well. Good areas again. He's bowling to 2 left-handers in Jaikaran and Hines. Hines, the more aggressive of the 2. But Jaikaran won't be faced by those few dot balls.
And he squeezes this one out through the cover region and gets a single. Good timing, good placement, and rotates the striker.
Yeah, Jaikaran, he has a very good temperament. He loves to bat long and spend time at the crease. That's his game set, really.
Come on, boys. You sharpen up behind it.
So they pinch a single there. Played very softly into the offside by Hines. His partner responding well, completing a single. So this is good cricket, nice rotation of the strike.
Yes, good running between the wicket, just squeezed it away and immediately deciding that they're going to go through for it.
A little bit too short on that occasion is Williams. Jaikaran pounces on it. Hits it wide of deep mid wicket. Picks up 4 runs. It's an excellent shot. There's wide open spaces of that side of the field.
Well, he picked the place where he wanted it nicely and got it well in the meat of the bat. It was a good looking shot.
So that to finish. for the 1-for-1 after 6 overs. So a really good start by the Hawks. Both of these teams, they've struggled for a win in this tournament so far. If things continue like this, unless the Caimans, they can perform a miracle, the Hawks will pick up the first win of this competition. 9 wickets in hand, just to 45 runs more required from 84 balls. Shouldn't be a problem.
Listen, the Pigeons, they too are having a lovely time out in the middle there. They're looking a little bit romantic as well, the Pigeons. Adrian Hines, 22 from 20, still batting 4 fours. Strike rate 110. Shamar Yearwood, the lone wicket back in the pavilion, 12 from 9. Brandon Jaikaran just beginning to step up the tempo, 6 from 7. So the power play has been completed. That's the first 6 overs. And Mickle will continue. And he'll be bowling to the left-handed Adrian Hines.
This is a good matchup here. Mickle to Hines.
Ball was beaten outside the line of the off stump, looking for the drive, and the ball was pretty close to him. A little movement away from the left-hander into the gloves of the keeper. That was well bowled.
Hines gifting his wicket away. Pretty soft dismissal. So after he's gotten set, easy catch to the man at cover, Bailey that is. He's not going to drop that. So Hines' promising innings comes to an end. Mickle picking up his first wicket.
And we were mentioning about the field placement to the left-handed Hines previously to that shot. And, there was that short cover, the extra cover, the wide mid-off. So you can either go over the top or look for that gap between the cover and the extra cover. He was looking for that gap on the back foot. Couldn't control the shot. And he just spooned one there. And he's gone. Carlos LaRose makes his way out in the middle. And 26 matches, 191 runs, the highest of 28, averaging 14. He will want to improve that. So they've picked up a second wicket here, the Berbice Caimans. That will bring some relief to them. Just want to remind you viewers and listeners that schedule for tomorrow evening, 7 p.m., right here at LBI, it will be the Anacondas against the Caimans. Unless there is a change, we shall keep you informed. But that's scheduled for tomorrow evening right here on the lights, 7 p.m., Anacondas against the Caimans.
LaRose to the crease. Who bowled very well with ball in hand. We did mention the Hawks. They made 4 changes to the side that's playing here today. And LaRose getting a chance to bat high up that order in the all-important number 4 position. He's been around for some time, played a lot of the inter-county levels. He has some experience. It's nicely played. Mickle, he's bowling very slow, asking the batters to make the pace if they want to hit boundaries. He's been good, he's been steady. Mickle just picked up his first wicket in that of Adrian Hines. But unless he can pick up a couple more here in quick succession, Hawks is going to take this one.
Well, that's a bad misfield. And they will go back and complete 2. That Shaquille Williams should have done better with that one. You want to ensure that you're tight out in the middle there. You're very disciplined. You're stingy. These little things that trickle through, causing a lot of problem. You're getting 1 run closer to their victory. And Berbice, we are coming your way. So if you are listening and viewing here, let me tell you, we are coming your way on Saturday and Sunday. That's the 9th and 10th of November. On Saturday the 9th, 1 o'clock, Essequibo Anacondas against the Demerara Hawks. That's Rose Hall, Kanji. And then on Sunday, 1 o'clock as well, Berbice Piranhas against the Caimans. That game will be played at number 69. So prepare, Berbice. We know you love your cricket. You have your favorite team, and many of your guys are playing in this tournament. Saturday and Sunday your way, Kanji and number 69. Both games start at 13 hours.
I must give the GCB some credit, Brother Jit, to ensure that games are being played in all three of the counties. Over the weekend, yesterday, we were over in Essequibo, Pomona ground. We're back here in the capital city.
How was it at Pomona? A good turn-up of spectators?
It was. That's my second time being there. And I'm still in awe of the amount of persons, the amount of support to get over that side.
So Latif has been brought into the attack. No ball signaled by the umpire. Force ball, just overstepping there. Young Riyad Latif. That's something over number 9, and this has been a good one so far by Kwesi Mickle. He's in his third over. 1 for 3. Very, very economical indeed. Final delivery in over number 9. Stroking it away, but protection down at short cover. The end of the 9th. It's 53 for the loss of 2.
Very good over by Mickle. Look at that, 3 overs, 1 for 3. I'll be happy if I can bowl that, Brother Jit.
Yes, it's good bowling by Kwesi Mickle. Came in just after he dropped the catch on the boundary, and he decided, well, I should take some things He got 1 wicket. Latif first over cost him 9, and he will want to ensure that he's a little bit more careful with that line that he's bowling. He's a youngster, and he will continue to learn. He's been exposed in the heat of the situation out in the middle. Well, that's going to hurt. To the right of the first slip was set there to take the catch. The ball was dying as it got to him on the right, but picking the edge there, that was young Latif. A boundary will go against his name, but it might not really tell the true story.
Unfortunate for the bowler. Just to the right of the field, that slip bounced just before getting to him.
Well, Carlos LaRose here, Dexter, wants to take one from way outside the line of the off stump and cart it over mid-wicket. No doubt looking for that gap on the onside. Missed everything.
So young Latif recognizes that LaRose is trying to be a bit more positive against him, overcompensating on that time. I don't think that's a bad delivery. The wider side of the off stump, asking the batter to fetch it. It was bowled quite slowly as well, asking him to make all the pace. So this is good thinking from the young man. He's a leg spinner. He's bowling what is considered the most difficult art in cricket. And when you look around the international stage, we can see what some of the leg spinners are doing. It's one of the things that Coach Darren Sammy of the West Indies talks about. Is that a catch?
From here it is.
Angel leaped one-handed in the air and take what can only be described as a stunner. Very low to his left. His weaker side, I must add. Those catches, either they stick or they don't. That one did at that occasion. So Jai Karan, after looking good for his 13, he has to depart. 59 for 2, 9.3 overs.
Yes, and catches like those can change the course of any match. And, Brandon Jaikaran is going to feel undone, but that was brilliant catching. And he has to go. 13 from 18, stuck around for a while there. And the Hawks can breathe a little sign of relief at 59 for 3. With 2 deliveries remaining over number 10, the halfway stage. You never know what can happen, but so far I think still advantage to the Hawks. Caimans just did not put many runs on the board, just 85. They struggled in that department, did not particularly play the situation. The pitch, yes, was a little bit on the slow side. Some deliveries kept low, but I do not think it's an 85-run pitch. They could have done far better.
I agree with you there, brother Inderjeet. But they haven't given up as yet. They're still showing some fight. And if they can continue to pick up a few more wickets, we can be in for a really good finish. Players are having some refreshment. Probably getting their strategic tactic right. But from a batting perspective, just 27 required. Just need to stay there, rotate strike, and get the 27 runs. The way some of these batters batted, they'll be looking to get that 27 runs in 15 balls. It is possible, but when you've played not your best cricket in this tournament, and you have an opportunity to simply win a game, you just want to ensure that you do it in the most convincing of manner.
The umpires are getting back into positions. And so are the players from the Berbice Caimans. It's an uphill task for them at the moment to restrict the Hawks to under 84. We have seen funnier things in the game of cricket, but I don't think we'll see another twist like that in this contest. The Hawks on course now. Just a few hits away. What they're doing as well is remain not only on course for a big win, but what that will do is give their net run rate a little bit of a boost as Latif continues. Jeremiah Scott, the new batter. It may sound as if I'm on repeat, but the 10th or 11th over, you tend to see wickets going down in this tournament. It's a big trend that continues.
Competently played by Scott. And you're right, John. You mentioned, they want to get a win, carry up your net run rate. And you never really can tell what can happen along the lines. You could probably win your remaining games. I think that's the first thing you need to do to give yourself a chance. Some of the other fixtures, could quite possibly go your way in terms of results of those games. But this is our match summary so far. Just the 85 the Caimans made. Apollo batted well for his 20. Skipper Sachin Singh for this game, scoring just the 14. But Wilson and LaRose, 3 wickets apiece. They were quite superb with the ball.
Spinners now for the Caimans picking up a wicket each. LaRose looks pretty composed at the crease. Mikel now in his final over. Over the years, we've seen him bowl a lot of economical overs, economical spells generally. That is continuing here for him. But it's a low-scoring game, so expect that bowlers will not generally go for a lot of runs. Except if you're targeted, hit out of the attack. 1 for 4 in his 4th over, that is excellent from the Berbician.
Yes, and the wicket has been a little bit conducive to spin. But these guys, some of them, they're playing as many as the 4th matches on this wicket. One would suspect that after all those games, they're able to adjust. At some point, you got to take some sort of responsibility, not blame the conditions.
Cheeky. Do remember there was a shift in venue for the Diwali weekend. Matches went to Lusignan, 3 games. Then right after that, a doubleheader at Pomona. There was a 1 game at LBI. This one was rescheduled. Today was supposed to be a rest day actually. This game did not play because of the light failure. We saw the lights being tested earlier, but nothing official has been said. We're not sure whether tomorrow's fixture will remain a night fixture or just like today will be played during the day. But the conditions here will not change, I can tell you that. Mikel completes his spell. Fine bowling. 4 overs, 1 for 6. In the run chase, it's now 62 for 3. This is what has transpired over the course of the tournament. As we move from venue to venue. Oh, look what's happening beyond the boundaries here. Some men are working in the building in the background. All right.
Young Latif continues his spell. Hasn't bowled too badly. Picked up a wicket.
This one is pulled savagely. Goes over the ropes for 6 runs. Well played. Quickly pouncing onto that one, LaRose.
Yeah, I was just about to say I love the manner in which LaRose has gone about his business. He's been aggressive, he's been positive and confident from the onset. And when you're in that sort of mindset, it allows you to pick off bad balls more easily. Latif bowling a wide in that occasion, so he's under a bit of pressure. He's gone for 22 runs in just 2.2 overs. And he bowls another no ball. The young man is clearly under some pressure. It seems to be another front foot no ball. Yes, it is. The umpire points to where his foot is front foot, as we think cricket landed. Seems a bit annoyed with the umpire, but clearly he's the one who overstepped.
One thing he will want to perhaps be reminded of, the line belongs to the umpire as well. You need to have something behind the line, not on the line. So free hit. Duly dispatched. Straight as they come. 4 runs.
So quicker delivery by Latif. Well played in the end by LaRose. Almost a good Yorker. Getting enough bat to get under that delivery. Hitting it straight past the bowler. Powerfully as well. Picking up 4. So just 12 more runs for victory for the Hawks. For them to get the 4th victory of this year's tournament. This year it is our inaugural tournament. So they'll be happy to get this win. They've had to wait 5 matches to get that W. Talking that one to the onside again is LaRose. Picks up a single. He moves on to 22. Scott, fairly new to the crease, just faced the 4 deliveries. He's on 1. Slap through the covers. A friendly full toss by Latif. The man they call handsome. Jeremiah Scott says, thank you very much. And if you keep bowling those, this game is going to be over in a jiffy.
The Hawks within touch and distance now of their first victory. About to collect 2 points from this encounter. Lost to Jaguars, Piranhas, Pitbulls. Now turning the tide on the Caimans. Still have the Anacondas to go to wrap up their campaign. So it's not over for them quite. Whereas the Berbice Caimans now in their 3rd game defeats the Pitbulls and Jaguars and now the Hawks. Anacondas and the Piranhas are still to come.
Edge. 4 more to Scott. I tell you what, John. The field at slip position. He did not move a muscle. What's going on out there is Sachin Singh, the captain.
Yeah, look at that. As that ball was delivered, his hands were folded actually. Not good at all from the captain, the leader of this team today. It is the end of an expensive over from Latif. 1 for 32 from his 3. Just 3 required now, with lots of time. So this will do the net run with a world of good as well. The Demerara Hawks.
So the Hawks chasing 86 for victory. Beg your pardon. Hanks got them off to a pretty good start. LaRose, Jai Karano, they've batted well. LaRose is still there. Been some good bowling by the Caimans, but just not enough runs on the board. Here we see for the first time Jonty Thomas into the bowling attack. Usually bowls a medium pace. Nicely bowled. Going for the drive. LaRose misses. It was a good start by Thomas. Some bounce and torn on that occasion. So with just 3 to get, Thomas is trying his best to ensure those 3 runs aren't scored in his over. And that's a good mindset to have. LaRose looking to end this quickly. Tugging to the onside, picking up a single on that occasion. Scott, who batted well yesterday, he has an opportunity to see his side home here. Very well run. Since he hit that ball into the outside, he said yes and was off running his partner obliged. So just one more to get now. Oh my. Is that the Duzra? It clearly went the other way. So some lovely variations here from Thomas. Surprised Carlos as well. That's it. Victory for the Demerara Hawks. 4th victory of the competition. That will sorely taste sweet on the lips. Defeating the Caimans by 7 wickets.
This is the run chase. LaRose finishing off things nicely with a run of ball 23. Things started off in a blaze of glory. Hines and Yearwood, 22 and 12 respectively. Jaikaran, 2 forwards for him in 13. And Scott there with 1 boundary as well, 6 from 7. 10 extras along the way. Pretty poor in defending, just a small total by the Caimans. The Hawks getting their first win and force points and keeping the Caimans winless. Putayo started, went for some runs, but also picked up the early wicket. Mikkel and Latif with late wickets, but were not enough to contain the Hawks and did not stop them in getting to 86 for 3 for a convincing 7-wicket victory. So that's a summary. 85 all out in 19.5 overs. Hawks in reply getting there with some 7 overs still to go and 7 wickets in hand. Well, the action will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we're expecting to have Anacondas against the Caimans. Look at the points table. The Pitbulls and Jaguars still rule the table. Hawks getting on the points table now with the Caimans remaining winless. Anacondas and Piranhas in the middle. The top 4 will qualify for the semi-finals. Fixtures to come. Caimans against Anacondas, Caimans against Pitbulls, Pitbulls against Jaguars, Piranhas against Caimans. Still lots of time in this tournament for teams to make their move up, and of course some will go down. Anacondas, Caimans tomorrow. We still have to confirm the timings. We haven't heard if there's going to be a change in time, but for now we will work with a 7 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, that game, Anacondas against Caimans. On behalf of Naim Chan, Indrajit Prasad, Dexter George, my name is John Ramsing. As well, on behalf of the technical crew, telling you that if you can be good, then be careful. Until next time, goodbye.